Welcome to Senior Strategies, Tools for the Caregiver with Amy Decker and Shayne Silver. Join us on each show where you're going to enjoy a lively conversation that's going to connect you to the tools and resources that you'll need to coordinate care for the seniors in your life. We are so happy that you joined us. Hi, welcome back to Senior Strategies. My name is Amy Decker. I am the Director of Client Services for Senior Helpers.
And I am Shayne Silver with the Silver Team at Keller Williams Realty. I am a seniors real estate specialist, and I am a caregiver.
And we brought a couple of guests on with us today. This is Ruby.
This is Nico.
And this is Nico. And Ruby and Nico, amongst four other siblings, bring so much happiness to mostly the memory care units that were in the building. So if we're in that building as the professional or as the preferred home health agency, I will go twice a month and take the babies. And not only does memory care benefit from this, but I have to tell you, people in the parking lot while I'm coming in with my double stroller and 6 kids, staff, anybody, the staff in the kitchen loves to come and hold them. Independent living, assisted living. So they bring so much happiness. You can't help but smile when you look at a baby.
These are, I have to say, are so realistic. Mm-hmm. It is scary. They are weighted, so they feel real.
And they'll pull his hat off.
Look at the detail.
Yeah.
Poor Nico, he's got crazy hair today.
He's got crazy hair.
But if you look at the detail on the face, he has a little runny nose. The detail on his fingers and his toes, it is absolutely incredible.
And it brings, I have to tell you, very often, depending on the time of the day, I may go into the memory care, and one person can set the mood off. So if you have somebody going into sundowning or is just not having a good time, I find that there's so many, the room picks up that mood. But when I come in with the babies, it just sets it in a whole different, they're no longer fixated on somebody having a bad time, but now they want to hold the babies. And I know I've told the story before, but I went into one of our buildings, and there's a gentleman in there, and he had Parkinson's, sitting in a wheelchair. He was very stiff, just stiff. He is nonverbal for about 5 years, but I could see him watching me walk through the building with his eyes. So I decided to put one of the babies in his lap and wrap his arms around it, and his eyes lit up, and he started singing a lullaby to the baby. So the caregivers, the people there, the family members that were visiting, there was not a dry eye in the house. We were all crying. And come to find out, he was a retired OBGYN. So there was something in his brain that woke up when he saw the baby. So it's singing. We have another woman that we visit, and I go in there, and sometimes she's just not in the mood. And crabby and shouting out to people that go by. But if I plop the baby in front of her, she becomes the Bubby or Zeta, whatever you are, grandma or and starts talking baby talk. Just wait till daddy gets home. And so senior helpers, as much as we are keeping our clients healthy and happy and safe, we like to give them a better experience, give them a purpose, give them an activity that's going to make them feel good. You know, we can keep them from doing certain things, but when you bring a baby in, and we have those that cry when they come into the building, cry when we leave.
Especially when you have someone in memory care. The way that dementia affects the brain, the very last thing that is affected is your feelings and your emotions. It can take away your memories, but sometimes when people see these babies, they have flashbacks almost to the emotions. Like that gentleman probably had, bringing him back to when he was with babies every day. And that really stirs something inside.
It does.
That can make them sing, that can make them, all of a sudden these nonverbal people.
Something woke up in their brain.
Yeah.
And they all have names, and so some will remember the names. I have a woman that when she sees me come in with them, she can't even finish eating breakfast. She starts crying and has to get over there and grab the baby and then rocks it back and forth. And then I can hear her talking to it like must have been something that she said to her children. Like, I waited for you, I just waited for you, and I wanted you for so long. And I have to say, if you go to our Senior Strategies, either Facebook or Instagram, we have a couple of reels that we've posted of some of these
You'll see them in action.
Memories.
You'll see them in action.
You'll
it really is amazing.
It's just
really
beautiful.
Is amazing.
And like I said, we like to keep our clients happy, healthy, and safe, but we also want to give them something to feel good about themselves, even if it's just for the hour that I'm there in the building.
It's a nice outlet for them.
It really
a nice
is.
emotional
Yeah,
outlet for
it
them.
really is.
It really is.
So we were just kind of thinking of other things that were going on this week that we like to talk about. And
So
Shayne,
I have an update.
Yep.
So last time we were here, I told all of our viewers and our listeners, you want to take Nico? I don't want to drop him. I feel like he's real, you know? So last time we were here, we were talking about, I had gone through a 4-hour assessment with the Alzheimer's Research Center in Wellington to see if I was a fit for one of their studies. And before they could tell me if I was, they had to do all kinds of studies, brain studies, and some blood work. And I got
a full physical.
Full physical, absolutely everything. I was there for 4 hours. They did a really, really good job. Everyone I met there was absolutely phenomenal. But I got a call this week, right before the weekend, and it was a little bittersweet. They were looking at two things. So in order for me to qualify to be in this particular study, which would be studying a new drug similar to the one that was just FDA approved, I had to show that I had plaque in my blood in order to be in the study. So they called me and they said I didn't, which is bittersweet because that's great that I don't. Really happy about that. However, that does mean I can't take part in the study. So that didn't make me too happy. But I found out some other information. I was originally told that this study did not do the genetic testing for the APOE4, which is a genetic marker for dementia. I did, however, find out that I am a carrier. So I am positive for that. So to my children, I apologize. But I am a carrier, but I did not qualify for this study. So in talking to one of the doctors at the Alzheimer's Research Center, they are going to look for another study. Even though the blood work is great, they would like me to have a PET scan. So they are going to look for another study that would enable me to have that PET scan and some further testing regarding my genetics.
Because he said to you, just because you carry the gene
doesn't mean I'm going to get it. Yes, I might be prone for it. And the first thing I asked, of course, is what can I do so I don't get it? Because remember, my mother and my maternal grandmother both had dementia, have dementia. So he said, all the things you're already doing. Eat right, exercise, use your brain, make sure you get oxygen. Cardiovascular exercise is really important. You know,
because
your
people
diet,
panic when they hear that. I know Angelina Jolie took the test to see if she had the gene for breast cancer, and I believe she ended up with a double mastectomy because she was afraid that she was going to get it, which...
And just because you have that gene too doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get it. It just means you may have a predisposition. And this is very similar to that. But there are two types of the gene. And this specific test that they did on me was very surface level. So I have to do a little more to find out exactly which or what type. But it's a little nerve-wracking knowing that.
Sure. And we work in the field. And I have to say, I just found out today, so Gary Wright, who was Dreamweaver, he's saying Dreamweaver and a couple of other songs I can't think of right now, but he just recently passed away. He's been dealing with Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia for like the last 6 or 7 years. Tony Bennett. They said, you know, he could get up and do 2 hours of music, but couldn't carry a conversation backstage. So Tony Bennett, we're watching Bruce Willis and what's going on with Bruce Willis. So when you're hearing about this, you're watching celebrities using their platform to be able to educate us. We have a woman in the UK that's writing a book right now that she's going through early on stage
Plus,
herself.
we're living this. I mean, I am my mother's caregiver. She is living 8 years with Alzheimer's. I know what she's going through. I see what she's going through. She cared for her mother who went through the same thing. So I know firsthand almost what's coming or what's in my future. And for my mother, when she was diagnosed, that was the scariest thing. She cared for her mother. So knowing what was coming was scary. But there's nothing I can do about it now except take really good care of myself.
And with knowledge comes responsibility now. So now that you know.
And now they are looking for another study. I do have to say, that my age actually disqualified me
'Cause you're not old
from
enough.
a lot of studies. I just turned 50, and a lot of the studies they're doing, you have to be 60.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that alone makes it very difficult for them to find a study for me. But I do want to do my part, and I do want to
Absolutely.
give back. So
And just like I said, being in the business and knowing what goes on with this type of thing. So in fact, we're going to cut for a commercial here in a minute. We have Ron Radcliffe, who is with the Senior Helpers in the Treasure Coast, West Palm Beach, and Boca. He is going to talk about how we keep clients safe, happy, healthy, and have a purpose in their life. So don't go away, come back.
In support of all the work that Amy Decker and Shayne Silver do for our senior community, Prepared Care Emergency Companions is honored to sponsor this segment of Senior Strategies, Tools for the Caregiver.
This segment of Senior Strategies is brought to you by Sokoloff and Weinstein, PA attorneys at law. Injured? Not your fault? Call Sokoloff and Weinstein, PA attorneys at law. They have provided personal injury representation and have practiced in Palm Beach County since 1993. They will address your individual needs and help you through whatever concerns you may have. Principal office located in Palm Beach County. Satellite office located in Indian River County. Call today at 561-790-6788. That's 561-790-6788.
Welcome to Allegro Boynton Beach, the epitome of luxury senior living. Discover a lifestyle free from maintenance worries, or experience gentle support tailored to your daily needs. Choose from our exclusive offerings of independent living, assisted living, and memory care, each designed to provide a personalized experience of utmost comfort and care. Indulge in a maintenance-free retirement or embrace the support you deserve. Surrounded by the finest amenities and compassionate staff. At Allegro Boynton Beach, luxury meets a vibrant community where every moment is filled with joy, purpose, and peace of mind. Experience luxury senior living at its finest. Contact us today to schedule your visit and discover the unmatched lifestyle awaiting you at Allegro Boynton Beach.
About 60 million baby boomers refuse to leave a financial burden on their loved ones, but 70% of them have unsuitable life insurance or are unaware that it may expire. With final expenses significantly rising, don't leave your family unprotected. If you have an old policy or purchased guaranteed coverage, don't take any risks. Gain peace of mind with a policy review. Mention Senior Strategies and it's free. Call Pivotal Life today at 561-412-5500. That's 561-412-5500. Because family and legacy are worth protecting.
You love your mom and dad, and they've always been there for you, always taken care of you. But now they could use a hand, and sometimes more help than you can provide. Thankfully, there's Senior Helpers. Experts in Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's care. We can help you transition from a hospital stay to home, or just help your loved one with assistance with their everyday needs. Visit seniorhelpers.com to learn more. Discover why Senior Helpers is senior care, only better.
welcome back to Senior Strategies with Amy and Shayne. Coming up next are more tools and resources you will need to make your journey of caregiving a little easier. For more information or to be a guest on the show, please contact us at 561-800-6654. And now, on with the show.
Hi, and welcome back to Senior Strategies. We are so excited about the guests that we have on today, and we are going to talk with Ron Radcliffe. Like I said, he is the COO for the West Palm Beach, Treasure Coast, and now Boca Senior Helpers. And he's going to talk about what Senior Helpers does in a unique way to keep our clients safe, healthy, and out of the hospital.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Shayne. It's such a privilege to be here. Amy, you and I work for the same parent company, I guess we should say. We're very much kindred spirits. Shayne, it's my first time meeting Shayne, but really interested in I think it's a great thing you're doing with the Alzheimer's testing. I think more
Thank you.
people need to get involved.
Yes.
Because through research we learn, right?
Right.
And
Exactly.
and create more better opportunities for research and medications that can either probably not stop the disease
Slow
in the
it
short
down.
term, but slow it down and so on. So. Yeah, Amy and I work with senior helpers together. As she said, I work with the Palm Beach office as well as our Treasure Coast office, and most recently our Boca Raton office, so very proud of that. I've been with senior helpers for, going on 12 years now. Prior to that, I worked for 12 years with a local nonprofit that served patients and caregivers, families affected by any of the dementia-related disorders. So my passion very much lies in dementia-specific care. So very happy to be here. But I'm here today to talk about senior helpers and what do senior helpers do. So if you're not familiar with senior helpers, we're a private duty home health care agency. As a company, we've been in business for over 20 years. On a local level here, our Palm Beach office has been in existence since 2009. We opened our Treasure Coast office in 2012. And simply put, our goal is to help seniors remain in their home or whatever living environment they may be in for as long as possible. And I think as we all age and we start to struggle with some of life's challenges that come with aging, the one thing I think we could agree on is, if given our preference, we probably want to stay in our home setting, a familiar surrounding, and get the care that we need in that setting. And that's exactly what Senior Helpers does. So what kind of service is that? Well, it's a broad range. On the most simple level, it may be Shayne and Amy helping people get to doctor's appointments, do some grocery shopping, run those errands that we all have to run. It may be doing some light housekeeping or some meal preparation or just companionship. One of the things you were talking about in the last segment, Amy, and I love it with the babies, is it's not just about meeting the physical needs of seniors, but it's also about creating moments of joy in their day and meaning in their day.
Give them a purpose.
Give them a purpose, exactly right. And in that context, working with people who have memory issues, being able to tap into those long-term memories that really do remain intact for a long, long time because they're back in the back of the brain,
right.
Really allows them to feel like they're connecting. They're having that very visceral emotional response, but they have a purpose in looking after those babies. And the smile that comes on their face, there's no replacing that. Now, maybe they're asking questions or they're in distress 5 minutes after you leave, but you know what?
Right.
For those 10, 20 minutes that you put that baby in their arms, they were experiencing joy, and that's worth something. So companionship is a big component of what we do. But for those that need a little added assistance with the day-to-day activities of daily living, as we so affectionately call it in the industry, what is that? Those are things like getting showered or bathed, getting dressed, perhaps eating or feeding, needing the food cut up or maybe even fed to them in certain situations.
And those with memory care, one of the biggest problems we are finding, I'm sure you too, the challenge is getting them to bathe. So many of them, when we first go on, the husband or the wife or the kids will say, my mom's not showered in 3 months. We don't know how to get her in there. And so one of the things that Teepa Snow teaches us with our GEMS course is ways that you can work with that.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you hit on that because memory care, it's not all we do, but it's a big part of what we do. I mean, if you look statistically, and we're down here in the hotbed of aging in South Florida, a minimum of 60% of the people that we provide care for are going to have some kind of cognitive deficit or disorder, right? So it's not only the bathing itself, but training the caregivers and the family at times on how to utilize the proper strategies and techniques based in Teepa's teachings to get through that task with a much better outcome.
Right.
And there's ways of doing that. And so obviously that's a whole nother show.
Oh, there's so many
Or at
shows
least 4
because
or 5.
we're trained in
So many.
Holocaust survivors,
Yes.
Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. I mean, there's so many things that would be an
So
entire
many programs
show.
that really make us unique. And going back to the Senior Helpers brand, I never thought I would work in home care, but 12 years ago, I made that switch. And one of the things that really drew me to Senior Helpers was, their commitment to cutting edge programs like Teepa's Senior GEMS program, which we train our caregivers in, and we also do a lot of community trainings for families. Hey, and we bring Teepa herself down here. We have her coming again January 31st.
I have attended one of your courses with Teepa Snow. And it was absolutely Amazing.
Phenomenal.
So many nuggets, tips that I could put into practice right away.
And Albert Jewish Family Services teaching us the Holocaust course, which
Absolutely.
to me was, I thought I understood it.
Yep.
I had no idea until
Yeah.
I took that course.
No,
what was involved.
and for your viewers and for your listeners, that
Yeah.
really, in
Wow.
providing care for Holocaust survivors, and now that's actually extending to first generation
That's right.
children of Holocaust survivors.
Well, we're the number 2,
Beyond
other
New
than
York.
Israel, I think,
Israel-
right?
I think there's Israel and then
New
New York
York and then
South
us.
Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, in
As
terms
the
of
highest-
concentration.
Yep.
Yeah.
Concentration of Holocaust.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the things that we don't think of in our day-to-day lives
Right.
really can be a trigger for somebody who survived the Holocaust. Something as simple as showering. I mean, let's
Right.
be real.
Right.
Showering. When you look at their extermination methods, why that would be a big trigger for a Holocaust survivor, or even getting in a line, or
Standing
at
in
an
line for a
Appel
buffet.
yeah, exactly.
Like they didn't want to stand in line for a buffet. They were afraid when they got there, there'd be no food. Sitting across from them at a table,
Yeah.
now they're feeling like they're getting interrogated. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't white coat syndrome.
Right.
Like-
Absolutely right. Because you couldn't trust a lot of the physicians at the
Right.
time were information gathering
Right.
and profiling you so that
Yes.
you could be excluded and, let's be honest, terrorized. So, yeah, a lot to learn that in the Honoring Life program that we had through a local Holocaust and Jewish services organization is really great.
Yeah.
One of the other things, too, that we've developed, and I'm going to talk about this hopefully a little bit later on in the show, is our life profile. And that's really our newest program. It's a game changer. Amy, you know this. Shayne, I'm not sure how exposed
Absolutely.
you've been to it, but life profile is a game changer for people that do what we do. We're not a Medicare company. We don't come in under Medicare reimbursement and do, the physical therapy, occupational therapy,
Right.
speech, respiratory, all that stuff. We're in there for the long haul. We're sending certified nursing assistants and home health aides into the homes of adults, seniors, anyone with need to meet their needs. It's a game changer. No other company in the country has this, and it's actually statistically based. It's the first time that we have empirical evidence that shows the value of what we bring to the table, and we can actually go in and meet with a family, meet with a client, walk through the home, do a very thorough assessment, and provide them with information regarding the likelihood for hospitalization or going to rehab within the next 3 to 6 months.
And it's a plug and play. So
Plug and play.
you go in, where do they keep their medications? Is it next to cleaning supplies? Are there slippy rugs on the floor? How high up is the step that you walk in?
Right.
Are there they go through, and then it creates a whole program.
A whole program, and what I think is important that viewers and listeners here, the greater healthcare community,
Right.
Because finally give us a seat at the table,
Yes.
at private duty home care,
Exactly.
right? Because we really make a huge impact,
Right.
Is that it's tied to empirical data. We're talking over 280 organizations for the course of over 20 years and 75,000 root cause analysis of what put people into
Right.
hospitals and rehab centers. It's taking that information, it's extracting it out and letting us know what do we need to go in to look for and how can we go in and minimize those risks. And we're actually able to sit with a family at the end of the assessment and show them on a meter on a score of 0 to 51. Now, in this program, 51 is good, right? The more points, the better. The lower the risk for the person, for the senior.
But so many things you don't think about.
Right.
How high up is the mattress? How high up is the toilet seat?
Right.
Like things you just don't think about
You don't
when
think,
you go through.
Making sure
are the
that-
wheels of the walker on the inside versus the
Right,
outside?
right.
Do you need a swing hitch on the bathroom door so they're not trying to turn that walker in
Yeah.
sideways?
Do you have a
and position it?
shower chair or a shower bench?
Exactly. Yeah. Are you cutting the shower curtain?
Right.
Aging in place is
Yeah.
so important
Oh, yeah.
right now. It's such a big buzzword. And to have someone, or we're going to meet 2 people that can come in and help you with that and really help you determine what is safe for your loved one is so important.
You remember that saying, it's not your father's Oldsmobile? I think
Right.
it was Oldsmobile ad back in the day.
Right.
Listen, as we age now, this next generation, baby boomers, 10,000 a day, turning 65, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be much more discerning and demanding as to where they get their care.
You bet.
And from a financial perspective, our entire healthcare system, regardless of your political views, it's not that kind of show, but it's changing the whole landscape of how we pay for care as well. So we've got a lot of responsibility to figure out some cost-effective ways to get those services out there, and Senior Helpers is proud to be one of them.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
awesome. Thank you so much
My pleasure.
for
Thank you.
introducing yourself and what you do. I want to take a quick minute and introduce our next guest. We have with us today Howie Weinstein from Total Medical. They also are available to come into your home, make sure it is safe for aging in place, and get you all the things you need to make sure your loved one is safe. So Howie, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Please introduce yourself to our listeners and our viewers.
And how you got where you got.
Okay. Well, how I got where back, let's go a little bit further. I used to be a professional basketball player. I was the last cut of the New York Knickerbockers. And then after that, I went to Europe for the NBA.
Oh,
wow.
And I still play basketball tournaments. I've won the Nationals.
Wow.
I'm 70 years old, and I'm still kicking butt.
Awesome.
And I still play tennis tournaments, and
Wow.
I keep on going. But I always had this thing to help people, and that's why I wanted to get to the medical business. So when I came back from Europe, I became a salesman out of New Jersey, took a territory, nothing, put up to $350,000 a month, met my wife, we moved to Florida. And they said, Howie, we like your service, but we want same-day service. So 33 years ago, we opened up Total Medical.
wow.
We were by Century Village came to ask us. We opened it up. We now have 6,000 square feet of medical supplies.
Wow.
Our patients come in crying. They go out laughing.
Aw.
We really care about our patients. To us, our priority is our patients. We make sure they're happy. We make sure everything is perfect. We go to the homes. I personally go to the homes to make sure everything is safe, especially if they want to buy a scooter or they want to buy a shower chair. So we make sure, first thing I always check to make sure that there's enough light in there. Next thing I check for is make sure there's no newspapers on the floor, because people tend to see who's get older just to save everything, it's all over. And then most important, I go into the shower, into the bathroom. Now everybody should have a raised toilet seat, which raises you 3.5 inches. And so I look at that, and I also then look into the shower. I would like to eliminate the tubs. They are very dangerous. I'd like to have a walk-in shower with a shower bench with a back. Why? Because you need a back support. If you don't have it, they're going to slip behind, and they're going to hit and break the head, cut their heads open. So that's another thing. Another thing we do is we check the bedroom. I do a lot of beds. I sell a lot of Flexa beds, which are a little bit expensive, but Medicare doesn't pay for it. But it's a high-low bed, so we make sure that when they go to sleep, the bed goes down, so God forbid if they fall out, they're not hurting themselves. And these are all, and I give them a latex mattress, not soft, but not hard, but perfect. And I make sure there's enough room for them to use their scooter, make sure everything else is enough room in case nurses have to come in, or home care agencies have to move the patients and they can't get out.
Now, what happens if you go into a home and there's not room for a scooter to get through? What do
They
you
don't
do?
get it.
They don't get
No,
it.
they don't
Okay.
get it. I will not
I mean,
give
do
it
you
to
work
them.
with the company? Well, I don't know what you would do. I guess you'd have to get the doorways extended,
Well,
right?
I have to. Most doors are 30 inches. But
Okay.
first of all, before we can get there, when they come for a scooter, and we try to get through Medicare, which is very tough now, we take them out and we give them a test ride and make sure. There's many times I have caught the scooter and the patients, they put it at high speed and they jump up.
Doing wheelies.
Yes, doing wheelies.
That would be my dad.
Yes, yes. a lot of
That would
people.
be my dad. Yep.
Then we take them outside and we show them the proper way to go down the sidewalk by the yellow.
Oh, nice.
And then
oh,
we-
so you actually take them for a little drive?
Oh, yeah. Before, if I don't think they can
that's
use
great.
it, I will not sell it to them. I care about my patients. My
Aw.
patients come first to me. And I'm not looking to make sales, and that's not me. My priority is to make sure it's safe. I can go to sleep at nighttime knowing that they're not going to, God forbid, fall off their scooter or do that.
Fall out
Then
the
we
bed.
also teach them how to get on an elevator, like in Century Village. They have small elevators. We teach them how to get on and off the elevator. So we're just doing that. Then we specialize in lymphedema. We're the only company down that's excellent in lymphedema. And what we do is we put our patients in a private room, which they like. We have special machines, so when patients come in, the legs are really big and dark. Time they're finished, they're nice and normal, and then we put them in compression stockings. In fact, we're the only company in the United States to have DME, durable medical equipment, and physical therapy, which counts as lymphedema therapy.
Wow.
So we do that, and then we also do Parkinson's walkers. I also do a special scooter for the Orthodox Jewish people too, because they can't get to the temple. This scooter comes from Israel, and it bypasses the electricity, and they can use it. We sell loads of
right.
them.
Oh, wow.
And my next thing that really I'm excited about, I've been trying to get this off, COVID then came, we are going to be building a facility. Total Medical is going to be knocked down, and we're going to build a kosher Orthodox facility. It'll be 11 stories, going to be 170 rooms
Where is that going to be?
on Hillsborough and Deerfield Beach.
Wow.
And then Total Medical will move a place for about a year and a half. Then coming back, Total Medical will be there, physical therapy. We're bringing Carvel, because it's kosher. We're bringing kosher pizza in so that when the kids come now, they can come visit there because they also where to go. Now, also, Hard Rock is building a kosher hotel.
Wow.
So this is perfect for us.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to doing this and helping the people, because a lot of people from New York are moving down,
Right.
and they have nowhere to go.
And
That's
then
phenomenal.
do
That's
you
phenomenal.
so you've got the scooter or the walker or whatever it is, then if they have issues with it, do you go back afterwards to
Yes.
help them?
We service everything.
That's great.
It's
Because I think
one-stop.
that's the biggest thing.
Yes.
They'll get a walker
Yes.
or a wheelchair and now they need somebody to come in and check on it. And
My dad's last scooter, before he got the new one, we had to have someone in there like every 3 or 4 months
fix-
just to
Right.
make sure it was running properly,
Right,
make sure
right.
it wasn't going to die, the batteries run
Right.
out.
The batteries run out every year and a half to 2 years. If they listen to what they say and they forget how to do it, we come back, no charge.
Nice.
And we make sure they use it. We'll stop. I may
that's
pop
great.
in and just make sure everything's going. Like I said, I don't want anyone getting hurt. You
What a
know,
peace of mind that is.
Yeah.
What a peace
That
of mind
really
that
is.
Howie.
I
That
mean,
really
we work
is.
with Joint Commission. We're one of the highest raters around. We've
Mm-hmm.
never had a violation in 33 years because we care about our patients. That's the key.
And that says a lot because we as senior helpers also work with Joint Commission,
Right.
and that is something you choose to have.
That's right.
It's not that they come in and we pay for Joint Commission to come in and make sure every I is dotted, every T is crossed,
Exactly.
so when ACA does come and they go, yeah, we paid, we're
Right.
good. So to know
Right.
that you've got Joint Commission as well,
Oh, definitely.
that says a lot about
Very
your
important.
company.
Yes, we make sure everything. Now, it's not me. It's my wife.
It's your good man.
It's my wife.
Good man.
He tells the truth.
She paid you $10 to say that.
I'm 6'6" and she's 5'2", and you tell me who the boss is.
But that's great because
No.
it is. It's somebody that's checking to make sure
Yes.
you are spot on with where you're supposed to be if you do get an audit.
Exactly.
And that's so important, you know, being the caregiver and knowing that someone else kind of has your back and someone else has their eyes on your loved one and someone else is looking out for them instead of just saying, here, take this scooter, go, you know, or here, yes, let's move into this new apartment and we don't know if the scooter's going to fit. I mean, having that extra set of eyes is
And Joint Commission is not cheap. When
No.
you have Joint Commission follow you up, they do little pop-in visits. It's
Oh,
not
pop-in.
cheap.
Right.
But it's worth its peace of mind because you know you're
100%
getting
right.
everything.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Definitely.
great.
No,
That's great.
Yeah, definitely.
So when is your new building going to be?
Hopefully, we're going to get this thing going in less than 2 years.
Wow.
We're all ready. We got everything done. The city of Deerfield wants it. So we got approval for that already. We're just getting the architect and get everything ready. And then we're ready. We're all excited about this.
That's
It will
great.
be the state of the art.
Wow.
It'll be nice. We're going to take care of them and have lectures. We'll have everybody come in and it'll be really nice. So,
And
very
you
happy.
make it completely comfortable for them because of having the kosher food.
Exactly.
Kosher food is very important to so
It's
many
very
of them.
important.
Yes.
A couple facilities tried to do it, but they were in the wrong place and they didn't care. The rabbis have been in already. I got ORB already set up, so
That's great.
we're ready to go.
That's phenomenal. That is probably a godsend for a lot of people down here in South Florida and a lot of families down here. In South
And like we
Florida.
said, between Israel, New York, and we're number 3. So it's to know that we have such a. I remember meeting a gentleman at the JCC, and he had his little tattoo, and he said, "I am so proud of this. I've come somewhere with this." He said, "Last Father's Day, my grandkids asked to go. They wanted to go to the tattoo parlor, and I thought that they were going to go because." They wanted me to pay because he said they know I got money to pay. All the grandkids got his number tattooed on their arm, and he said,
very nice.
"I cry every time I think about it." But he said, "I'm so some aren't. Some don't want to see it. Some don't want to talk about it." But he was so proud that his grandkids wanted that legacy, and they did it exactly that looked like his. And I just thought that
Wow.
was
That
really
was
sweet.
very nice.
It was a really sweet story.
That is very nice.
Excellent.
That is very nice. Well, thank you so much, Howie,
My
for
pleasure.
introducing yourself. Please stay with us. We're going to take a short commercial break.
Yep.
Please stay with us. Come back, and we have more with Howie and Ron.
This segment of Senior Strategies is brought to you by Sokoloff and Weinstein, PA attorneys at law. Injured? Not your fault? Call Sokoloff and Weinstein, PA attorneys at law. They have provided personal injury representation and have practiced in Palm Beach County since 1993. They will address your individual needs and help you through whatever concerns you may have. Principal office located in Palm Beach County. Satellite office located in Indian River County. Call today at 561-790-6788. That's 561-790-6788.
NPTU is a mobile pain management provider caring for patients in their homes or skilled and assisted nursing facilities. NPTU can help with prescribing medications, joint and spine injections, under ultrasound guidance, with a specialty in neurostimulators. Neurostimulators can help reduce the need for narcotic pain medication and are covered by Medicare with a secondary insurance at 100%. NPTU and Tracy Leshinsky is the only provider of this device within a 250-mile radius. Services Palm Beach and North Broward counties. Contact NPTU today at 561-901-1182.
Welcome to Allegro Boynton Beach, the epitome of luxury senior living. Discover a lifestyle free from maintenance worries, or experience gentle support tailored to your daily needs. Choose from our exclusive offerings of independent living, assisted living, and memory care, each designed to provide a personalized experience of utmost comfort and care. Indulge in a maintenance-free retirement or embrace the support you deserve. Surrounded by the finest amenities and compassionate staff. At Allegro Boynton Beach, luxury meets a vibrant community where every moment is filled with joy, purpose, and peace of mind. Experience luxury senior living at its finest. Contact us today to schedule your visit and discover the unmatched lifestyle awaiting you at Allegro Boynton Beach.
About 60 million baby boomers refuse to leave a financial burden on their loved ones, but 70% of them have unsuitable life insurance or are unaware that it may expire. With final expenses significantly rising, don't leave your family unprotected. If you have an old policy or purchased guaranteed coverage, don't take any risks. Gain peace of mind with a policy review. Mention Senior Strategies and it's free. Call Pivotal Life today at 561-412-5500. That's 561-412-5500, because family and legacy are worth protecting.
You love your mom and dad, and they've always been there for you, always taken care of you. But now they could use a hand, and sometimes more help than you can provide. Thankfully, there's Senior Helpers, experts in Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's care. We can help you transition from a hospital stay to home, or just help your loved one with assistance with their everyday needs. Visit seniorhelpers.com to learn more. Discover why Senior Helpers is senior care, only better.
Welcome back to Senior Strategies with Amy and Shayne. Coming up next are more tools and resources you will need to make your journey of caregiving a little easier. For more information or to be a guest on the show, please contact us at 561-800-6654. And now, on with the show.
Hi, welcome back to the show. We have had great information, great guests.
Yes.
And we have a lot more time to talk about even more what they do and keeping.
We'd love to welcome back Ron Radcliffe with Senior Helpers and Howie Weinstein with Toto Medical. We are talking about how they can help your loved one age in place
And stay out of the hospital.
safely and
Right.
stay out of the hospital safely.
So there's so much more that you both can share with us. And Ron, I know you wanted to talk a little bit more about things that Senior Helpers, what they do to keep things safe, or you might even have a personal story of a situation.
Well, you know, kind of, again, keeping with the theme of what we've been talking about today with Senior Helpers and getting to meet my very tall buddy over here, Howie, during this adventure, which, by the way, he's a great guy, and I look forward to continuing to talk to you, Howie, is how important it is to have collaborators working together to give seniors the best possible outcome. And, you know, when we all work in a silo, Senior Helpers, for instance, yeah, we do a great job going in and making sure someone gets bathed and dressed and fed and bringing, you know, value to their day. But that's just one service that senior needs. There's a whole lot of other things going on. For instance, Howie with his company and durable medical equipment. When we go through that life profile that we were talking about a little bit earlier, one of the things I love about it is it's not just what our company can do for you. It's looking at, yes, what can we do for you, but also what are some of the things that could easily be taken care of by the family unit if you have the support system there for that, or by neighbors or friends. And then the third leg to that stool, I guess, if you want to look at it that way, is what are some of the other services that benefit seniors in our community, and what can they bring to the table? Something as simple as, you know, the right height of a walker,
Right.
or the wheels being in the right position, or we were talking about scooter safety a little while ago, can really make the difference, a world of difference in someone's sense of autonomy and independence. And that's not something that Senior Helpers does. That's not one of our services. But if I'm collaborating with Howie, or if I'm collaborating with a Medicare home health care company that can bring in the PT, OT, speech, respiratory, or I can collaborate with a geriatric care manager because there's not a family member that can jump in and manage all of these aspects of that person's care that's needed, you know, we start working as a unit. And when we do that, their ability to stay in that environment and to flourish goes through the roof.
We talk about that a lot, Amy and I. We talk about your care team, right? You have to have a team. This isn't just one person. It's not just the caregiver. It's not just one company or one individual that is supporting the individual that needs help, the senior, but you really have to have your care team, and you have to bring together multidiscipline, multi-people to fill in all those additional needs, whether it's aging in place, whether it's the babies to bring, you know, some emotional outlease for them. Whatever it is, I mean, you have to have that care team in place, and quite often lean on these professionals. That's what they are there for. That's what they're trained for. That's what their expertise is. Lean on them and be able to listen to them when they tell you, look, I can do this, but here's who you should call for this. And I think it's time. Your loved one needs this.
And I think very often with children, there's a little bit of a guilt there that they feel like I have to be responsible, I have to make all the decisions, I'm in control of everything. And so they have a hard time allowing us to bring other people in to say, let us help you. That's the whole purpose for this show, is strategies for the caregivers, tools that you need. So very often when the kids get involved in it, they become really the biggest roadblock. Because
Yes.
very often
Yes.
they think that they know, and they
Yes.
may, but we have such professionals that have been seasoned in this for so many years, including the two of you, that if they just took a breath and took a step back, they could see, Howie, that you can come in, because that's probably one of your roadblocks.
That's exactly right. So actually, when they come to the store and they walk in, the kids with the parents, and I can see right away what's going to happen.
Helicopter kids.
Helicopter kids, and they mean well. Let's
They
put it this
do.
way: they mean
We
well.
do mean well, and it's really hard sometimes to take that step back.
Yes.
I will admit, I was like that. I am a recovering helicopter kid. Yes,
Yes. They-
it's hard.
Yes, they mean well, but they come to the professional. I mean, I can do this blindfold backwards. I mean, I could walk into a nursing home, tell you in 2 seconds what's going on. I said, do me a favor, go outside, go get a cup of coffee. Starbucks is down the road. Just leave me alone, and then come back, and I'll come back with a couple suggestions that you can make. See, and then I show the parents what I think would be beneficial to use. Now, for example, Ron talked about walkers. How many times do I take walkers where the wheels are inside? That's an accident waiting to happen, because people are going to kick it and going to fall. I always put the walkers outside. It's much safer that way. So, and then they ask, do I have a rollator with a seat or without a seat? And then there's different models for them. Then they talk about grab bars, and then they talk about shower chairs. And then
And there's all kinds of grab bars. So
Oh, yeah.
sometimes
There's
you go
all-
into the home and they have the grab bars that are the suction cups.
Right. No.
Because they don't want to alter the home,
They
because
don't.
Shayne
They
will go into
don't.
a home to sell a home, and they don't want to
I've
alter the home.
seen it
so
many
they don't want to
times.
screw it in. They would do the suction cups that don't work.
Right.
They're
I have
dangerous.
a gentleman who's bonded, meticulous. He puts them into the wall, no problem. Because I don't care what it looks like. It's safety.
Right.
I don't want them falling. You need the 18-inch and the 24 behind you. That's what you need. You need the grab on, because as you get older, you lose your strength. I mean, I push myself at my age, and I'm stretching. I mean, I'm walking, I'm running, I'm in the gym. I'm still playing against guys younger than me, but You don't. You know,
most don't.
I have.
You're doing better than me, Howard.
But you know, they do say when it comes to that umbrella of dementia, if you can keep an active lifestyle, keep your
Yep.
brain running, and I very often, I'll find myself sitting at my desk for several hours and I'm like,
No, you got to get up.
I got to get up and start walking
Yeah.
around. Because if you don't stay active,
You
that's
have to.
what happens. Your brain starts
And
to
I
atrophy.
also tell my patients who are in wheelchairs, I want you out. I want you walking. I said, do you have a pool? They said, yes.
Swim.
This is what, no, I don't want you
Walk.
swimming. I want you to walk back and forth for 10 minutes a day, no more than 20 minutes. If you can't do it, I will come do it. And I have done many times, got into the pool with them, and they love it. And then after a while, I let go.
Right.
And then they're walking, and they're happy. They're getting a little color on their face. They're feeling better. They're not all,
Yeah.
that,
Yep.
And he gets a tan.
yeah.
And he gets a tan.
But going back to that vein too, though, and I think it's a very important point that you raise. We haven't done this, but I would assume that if we were to tally up our years of elder care experience, we're probably knocking on the door of 70, 75, 80 years here, right? So we become more of, I think, any really true professional, someone that's got integrity. It's not just about their business and what they offer.
Right.
We become resource brokers. Your show is a resource,
Right.
right?
That's
what we're here for.
Because to your point, Shayne, if you've not had to navigate the healthcare system, or you've not been in the lead role of being a family care provider, or gone through it yourself on some level, you don't know. And it is overwhelming. I mean, as professionals, it took us a long time to learn all the pieces, the facets, and navigate it.
Yes.
But so there's a lot of experience and expertise here. Even if we may not be the service for you, we can get you to the right service, and we can answer
Absolutely.
some really critical questions for you. Yeah.
And there's some great networking groups. So I helped to coordinate a group called Senior Healthcare Coordinators. It started, I think, with about 19 or 20. I think I have about 460 now in the database with 70 active attendees. But it's every single thing you can think
Yep.
of. That's one of the reasons the show is such a success, because we have so many companies that do exactly what you need and you have no idea that they're even out there. So I have to say, like you said, you get tight with a lot of these networking groups. They become your family members, your colleagues, and every single one of them can do something to help.
I'm on the board of directors for the Palm Beach County Partnership for Aging, and we're a very similar group. So that's why if you need something and you're out there and you're listening or you're watching,
We
you might
have the
not even
answer.
know, like Amy said, you might not even know it existed. Please reach out. Please call us. Please email us, seniorstrategies.pb@gmail.com. We have resources for you. That's why we're here. That's where we're doing this. Please, Ron, tell our
Shall we
listeners.
give phone numbers? Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
We forgot
How
to do
can
that
they
in the
reach
last
you?
Your
one.
phone
I
number.
did. I
How
forgot
can
to
they
do
reach
that.
you?
So Senior Helpers of the Palm Beaches, the phone number is area code 561-626-9500.
Again.
561-626-9500. I'm not going to confuse viewers or listeners with too many numbers. Get to one office, we'll get you where you need
Exactly,
to be.
because my office number will show up or on the commercial too, but
Perfect.
we know exactly where our territory is,
We
and
look
we
very
love to
closely,
share with
yeah.
each other.
Yeah,
So if you call any senior helpers, they're going to get you to a place that you need to go. What about you, Howie?
Total Medical is located on Hillsborough and Deerfield Beach. The telephone number is 954-427-6606. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. If you ever need me on a weekend, I'm always available 24/7. You can call my cell. I want to give out my cell now, but
Give us the number one more time, Howie.
954-427-6606.
I just also wanted to add, because I know that this plays on various stations throughout the state. And
It does.
Amy, we're very closely connected, all of our colleagues throughout the state
Mm-hmm.
with Senior Helpers. If you actually go to seniorhelpers.com, the website, seniorhelpers.com, there on the very front page, there's a locator. You put in the city and state or the zip code.
zip code,
and
right.
it'll pull up the local office for you,
Right.
their phone number. You can even see who their staff team is and learn more about what's going on the local level. So
Right.
seniorhelpers.com.
That's a great
And
resource.
we love, and like again, we're talking about colleagues and people that we work with. So we love shows like this, that we can get two different people that may have never met each other. Now you have somebody to work with. Both of you are for the good goal of our seniors and keeping them safe.
Yes.
And every show we have a theme like that. So you may have something that you want to talk about. You may have a product like the babies You go to Angie Love Chick Babies on Facebook and you want to buy a baby or get a baby that she makes them personalized for you. You may be an older couple that got married late in life and you want a baby. You may have a child that wants one. You may have somebody with memory impairment that would make them happy. But we love to talk about product. We talked about
The mosh bars.
The mosh bars. We talked about, I forgot.
The jelly drops.
The jelly
Jelly
drops
drops.
to keep them hydrated. So you may have a product, you may have a company that you'd like to talk about. Reach out to us on our Facebook or our Instagram. And believe it or not, these are the wonderful people that we can refer you to because everything they do is probably something that you need. And if they can't do it, they know of somebody that
Who can.
And that's the best part of the show. Is
And if
because
there's an issue or a concern or a challenge you're having and we haven't talked about it yet on our show, we have some amazing guests coming up. We are booked out, I think, through May almost.
we've got, so we have,
February?
we have the
March?
Echo Box Memory Vault app that they are flying in from Calgary, Canada in May. We have 2 elder law attorneys that are going to be flying in shortly from New Jersey.
We have Artifact, who is from Austin, Texas.
We have in 3 weeks, I believe, we have a couple, Purple Hydrangea and her assistant, and they train the caregivers, and they're out of Boston, Massachusetts. So we're so thrilled that this
And
show
we have
has
a lot
brought
of other local resources.
a lot of local resources. We have a woman from the UK that is actually producing a book as she's taking step by step everything she goes through having early onset dementia. So that's what we love about this show is we have so much to offer everybody, regardless of what it is.
And if you are local, don't forget, we have local in-person support groups for family and caregivers. Doesn't have to be Alzheimer's or dementia specific. Our next support group is actually September 21st at 3 p.m. at Allegro in Boynton Beach. That's September 21st at Allegro in Boynton Beach.
They are the 3rd Thursday of every month, and then the last Thursday of every month, we are at Harbor Chase on Military in Boynton Beach. That is at 2 o'clock. So Harbor Chase is the last Thursday of the month. The 3rd Thursday is Allegro. If you're confused, because now we've thrown all these dates and times, just reach out to us on either our Facebook or our Instagram page so we can let you know exactly where you need to be at what time. But we've got so many fun guests coming up.
We've got a lot of great shows planned for you.
We love that we've had Carol Hirsch with Prepared to Care to be one of our first commercial sponsors. We love that we've had Tracy Lashinsky with NPTU for pain management to be one of our first commercials. We love Pam Weiner that she produces beautiful necklaces for us.
So that we look nice on set.
So we can look nice on set, and you can find her. It's called Pam's Necklaces on Facebook. So again, if you want a necklace, if you want a baby, if you need home care, if you need DME, everybody has a heart. Everybody has a heart. And compassion and empathy isn't something you can train somebody. You can't. Right, Ron?
But
we
I will
can. We've
say,
tried.
but I will say that, yes, it's not teachable, but I will say of all the people in the years that I have been in this industry, by default, because I was a caregiver and had to learn it all, the heart and the empathy and just the giving hearts of all the people who are really working with our loved ones. And like we've said before, these are professionals. They're experts at what they do. Let them do their job. Let them guide you. Let them help you. And like we've said before, if they can't do it or help you, I promise you they know someone who can.
And they go above and beyond because their heart is involved. And many of these little jobs and things that you do on the side aren't something that you get paid for. So if we're looking for a paycheck, guess what? That's not what it's all about. It's the care and compassion and the love that we have for our seniors. And that means more to us than anything. So we're happy that you could be on our show.
Thank
we're
you
so
so
thrilled.
much.
Thank you very much.
Be
We
sure to
really-
reach out to us
Thank
if you have any questions about what they've done so we can pass those questions on to them. And we're just happy that you can join us. And we hope that you can come back next week because the next several shows we do have some great guests.
Yes.
Again, we have our support group. Check out our Facebook page and our Instagram page. Also our YouTube channel. So if you weren't able to get us at 5 o'clock tonight, you can see this show for the rest of your life because this will be viewed
It will be forever.
forever.
And you can see some of our past shows if you missed anything.
Right.
But you can always find us there and you can always reach out. Email seniorstrategies.pb@gmail.com.
But our Facebook page and our Instagram will keep you up to date on who our guests are, who's coming on, who was on before. And then after this, we're going to do a little snippet of each of our guests. So they'll have their own little spotlight that will also be presented on our our social medias.
So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for joining us today on Senior Strategies. We hope that you found the tools and the strategies that we offered you beneficial for your journey as a caregiver. We want you to leave today feeling empowered and supported.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for upcoming shows and events. For more information, to schedule a consultation, or to join a support group, please contact us at 561-800-6654.
And remember the strategies
And tools you can use
to make your journey easier.